LaBarge, what's your count?
I count 18.
18 is what I have.
18, plus, including the 3 special cargoes.
Yeah.
There.
Now those are
Special handling, aren't they?
those are for the bourgeois. So we keep them separate. But 18 is what I have, and that will conclude. The rest of it's been brought in and put in the warehouse.
The manifest is complete.
Correct. Nothing was pilfered along the way?
No, does not appear to be so.
Well, that's good, because the alcohol supply went through. We had a little, I must say the trip was not without its peculiarities this year. We had some problems along the way, but we made good time.
The new station at Bellevue adds to our challenge.
The liquor inspectors, they have to do their duty. That's just part of the business for the company, but...
They don't want any liquor coming off the stream.
No, we understand that. We've been through that before, but I have to say, at Bellevue, things went pretty well.
I thought we were doing well. We were fully loaded, and in the evening at 9 early the next morning, we were cast off and up the river.
We were directed to go upriver and made it a few miles, and then we were hailed from the shore to stop.
Yeah, those dragoons. Oh.
And then Captain Burgwin showed up, and but I have to say thanks to Mr. Audubon, wined and dined the captain.
He did. He saved
out of
us.
his own liquor supply, and I must say I have to thank him for that. Sort of detracted him from his duty, what he was supposed to. He was very happy. He even insisted that we go on down the river, no need for an inspection. I insisted that he inspect our boat as long as he did the same with the opposition.
Bravo, that's a good...
But I'm not sure what all transpired. Mr. Swenson, what did take place in the hole?
Well, the tramway, they come down, and we had the liquor packed way back in the dark area.
Yes.
And they come down with one candle to check it out. And as they were walking around, we were walking around behind them from the tramway.
So you run the tramway around the hole?
Yeah, and that tramway was, wide enough that probably put a cart down through there, but got a hit and
well,
he didn't catch us.
Thanks to the captain, he was, he insisted that he didn't even want him inspected, so...
Accommodation.
I said, fine. As long as everybody's inspected like we were.
Oui, la grande accommodation.
No.
They never even suspected the other light moving around in the tramway.
I don't understand it, but I wasn't down there. But anyway...
in the dark there, that little candle that we were running around with, just so we wouldn't run into things.
He was more interested in being wined and dined. But anyway, we got through that, and thanks. That was our main objective, is to get by that, and which we did.
Oh yes, run the boilers up and move up the river.
Without that, Mr. Chateau was not that happy. But that was not our only problem, I guess. Well, that was a small problem compared to other problems. We get down the river, down to the Big Shoe, and here's thousands of dead buffalo from the spring thaw.
Yes, they had spent their winter entombed in the ice.
Yes.
Yes.
But thanks to you, Mr. LaBarge, you managed to work your way through it. It took a couple days.
Oh, yes. Well, these new glasses, they work well. I can see far in
Well,
the
I'm
river.
glad you had your glasses inspected in St. Louis. New prescription applied. But the stench, I have to say, was more than most people could take for the few days that we were stuck there.
It was most unpleasant, actually, and bumping into them in the river. It wasn't like Le Chicots. Deadwood we could move away, but dead buffalo a little harder to move away.
Much spring, but this year was an exceptional problem.
Over 1,000 pounds in each spot. It makes it quite hard to move on.
Oh, yeah, that was a tough past couple of days, and that wasn't the end of it. We moved downriver. We get to the Hardy Point.
There they are, the Santee Devils were waiting for us, wanting gifts, wanting some accommodation, and
like they always do.
They do. Well, we don't carry enough gift in our cargo to accommodate those sorts of
shore. You're correct.
Yeah, so we threw a little more wood in the boiler and tried to move along. We moved up the river and gained speed. They followed us along the banks, and then boom!
Yeah.
Boom! I ran up to the wheelhouse to check and see what was going on, and as I got up to the house, I noticed there was no one there, just glass all over. I swept the glass away, made sure that we had the Omega pointed in a good direction so that we didn't ground.
Well, Mr. Desiree, who was supposed to be the pilot,
Well, Black Dave was supposed to be there, and he is a very good pilot, but I had to go searching for Black Dave once I was sure our course was set properly. And I went down and I eventually found him, and he was on the far side of the stacks. I guess he told me when I pointed out to him that grounding the boat would have opened us up to more devilry from the Santee, that his great concern was that he had one good eye left and he didn't want it to lose it to the broken glass. Oh yeah. Of course, they fired at us more than one time. In fact, when I went down below decks, we found one of the Scotsmen sitting up in his bunk, inspecting the hole in his trousers. Yes, they had, fortunately, it had gone wide of his body, but it did leave a nice hole in his. Mr. Audubon followed me down, and some of the other gentlemen scientists, they followed us down there and found where the fusee balls had hit the boxes, and they collected those. They said they're going to take them back east as a prize.
The memento of their trip.
Yes, I guess so.
Absolutely. But, yeah, I mean, Audubon I found to be a very genteel person. I got along well with him. I don't know how the crew got along with him, but...
We were kind of sick and tired of him because he was so belligerent. He trying to boss us around. He wasn't our boss. And then that goofball scientist that he had brought along, Prowl.
Mr. Prowl, yeah.
Yeah, he thought he knew everything. He would tell you any kind of plant. He says, I can tell it, and you won't be able to hide it from me. So Mr. Provost took his knife and he saw a corn plant there. So he took his knife.
Cheyenne, yeah.
Dug it out, held the dirt and the corn seed in his hand, and showed him just the leaf. And he says, with all your books and all your knowledge, I bet you can't identify this plant. He says, I can identify anything. And he looked at it after a bit and he says, well, I guess you're right. I cannot identify it. And Mr. Provost opened his hand, dropped the dirt out, and showed him the corn seed. He says, yeah, you really got me this time.
Well, like I say, Audubon to me was very genteel. I got along well with him. I know, Mr. LaBarge, that you had your issues with him. I don't know, the black squirrel incident. I don't know what happened there, but...
You know, after he was so helpful with us at Bellevue, plying Captain Bourmont with some of his stores that he was allowed to. He informed us, though, that he wanted us to help he and his gentleman scientists collect some of the quadrupeds that they came on this expedition to collect.
Exactly, right.
Yes, they did, and Mr. Audubon specifically told me that he wanted a sample of a black squirrel. When I told him that hunting black squirrels was fairly common for me and I'd shot a number in my time, he said, you do not know what a black squirrel is. So, when the next time we had to set ashore and tie off due to the winds on the river and wait for a few days, I grabbed my fusee and headed to the woods. Found a really nice black squirrel buck and proceeded to collect him for Mr. Audubon. I brought him down, and when I presented it to Mr. Audubon, he said, you do not know your animals or your plants in this part of the country. So I offered Mr. Audubon that perhaps maybe for dinner the cook would be glad to cook this one for him. He somehow said, no. He took it from my hands and presented it to his assistant, and Mr. Bell and Mr. Bell stood aside, and I said, well, okay. That was the end of that story. That was the end of that. He was ready to move on, and he had his black squirrel, whether he knew it or not. In fact, a couple of days later, Mr. Audubon, Mr. Audubon is not a young man anymore. His diet is quite limited, and he takes a long nap in the afternoon, and during his long afternoon nap, Mr. Bell found me on the boat and took me into the room where Mr. Audubon had been working that morning and showed me this very elegant drawing that he had done of the very black squirrel that he said I did not know what it was.
And he commented to me it was the finest black squirrel he'd ever seen. So, I don't know what to make of that, but be it as may.
Yeah, because
Anyway, the trip, I think, according to your calculations, was the fastest we've made.
yes, we did it in 49 days.
49.
We beat our previous record.